has landed many old faces in new places. Saquon Barkley landed with the Eagles after 6 seasons with the Giants. Barkley will be the 3rd player since the merger to play for a division rival the season after recording 1,000 scrimmage yards and 10 TDs. Joe Mixon traded to the Texans after 7 seasons with the Bengals. The 27-year-old's 37 touchdowns since 2021 are second most by a running back behind Austin Eckler. Derrick Henry joins the Ravens after amassing nearly 10,000 rushing yards in 8 seasons with the Titans. The Ravens had the league's best rushing offense last season, led by Lamar Jackson's 821 yards. Okay. Hello, Kimberly.
Hello.
Great to have you with us. Already warmed up. We've been watching you on Get Up. All right, Dominique, I'll start with you. Which is the best new quarterback-running back duo in the NFL?
I really wanted to say C.J. Stroud just to upset you guys all because I think C.J. Stroud is that good that maybe you put him with whoever, but I had to be honest, and the answer is obviously Jalen Hurts and Saquon Barkley, in part because they're both really good, talented rushers. Jalen can pass the ball, but it's the situation that he's going into where they have one of the best, if not the best, offensive line in football, even losing Jason Kelce, and they have 2 legitimate #1 X-type receivers on the outside. So, like, that rushing attack, it's a very pick-your-poison type of offense. There's nothing. They're going to have an advantage somewhere, and I'd be much more concerned if I was a defensive coordinator of trying to make a game plan to do something with Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley, in both of those receivers. In their O-line, it's good. So it's a tough spot there.
I'm going to take the Ravens because I love the combination. I think, obviously, Henry's got a chance to get to a Super Bowl. I think he's going to be very motivated, getting some new digs, gets a chance to play with, obviously, Lamar in that city that lost the AFC Championship game. They'd be very motivated. We all know Lamar needs to win some playoff games, but his running ability will help too. I love the combination. Remember, the Eagles had a good running back in Swift, and they got to a Super Bowl 2 years ago without Barkley. The Ravens haven't done that yet. So Lamar and Henry have a chance to do something for the franchise and the combination on this present team that has not been done, and that's get to a next level. The Eagles have already done that, so I'll take the combination in Baltimore.
So here's my compliment. You look very lovely today.
Thank you.
But you're wrong.
Very good.
And here's why. Because who's going to be more motivated than a running back who felt like he wasn't loved? Imagine you're saying, I want to be here. I love you. And the person is like, yeah, we love you too, but yeah, this time has run its course. And then somebody next door is like, hey, come over here. We got you. Look at this roster. Look at this team. Look at these weapons. You're going to be loved here. And the Eagles gave them the money to show these guarantees say how much we value your skill set. The skill set that they value is the fact that he is a home run hitter. This is a guy that averaged almost 100 scrimmage yards per game with the Giants. Doggy, you know what the Giants' O-line has been looking like the last.
And the Eagles have a good one, as Tom said.
So when you think about, I understand Derrick Henry, you're going to pair one of the strongest, most physical running backs in the game to Lamar Jackson, one of, if not the best running quarterback of all time. Debate, there's a debate there. But I get why Baltimore would be your choice. But if you thought for a second longer, you would say Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley, strongest quads in America together, right? Paired with, as Dominique said, A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. And we never talk about Dallas Goedert. Yeah. We've forgotten about him because, exactly, and the Eagles have so many weapons that where's the weakness on that team?
I'm still tempted. C.J. Stroud, we don't know how good he's going to be. What he did last year was great. So Joe Mixon is not as good as Saquon Barkley. That's fine. Or Derrick Henry. That's fine. But we do see the return to Tank Dell, Nico Collins, and a second year of improvement from possibly the best rookie quarterback that we've had. And I guess Mahomes was a second-year quarterback when he got his first start. Yep. So I can't remember off the top of my head someone who, we go back to Dan Marino, someone who entered the league and was clear to us like, oh, he's one of them. Adding him into this situation, it doesn't matter what you surround him in. The future for him, the ceiling is high. We know what these other guys are. We know Lamar Jackson is MVP of the league 2 times. We know that Hurts is the same sort of thing. But that situation down there is interesting. I think it's worth discussing. I still, though, think Kimberly and I are right because obviously we understand football at a level that Mad Dog could never
Clearly,
get to.
could never.
And
Never.
Saquon, in the offense that he was in, moving into a situation where he is not. Best case scenario, you got one player in the hole to tackle Saquon because everyone else will be accounted for. Saquon has not seen anything like that in his entire football career. Saquon has always been in a situation where the boxes are loaded against him because he's always been the focal point of the offense. Now he'll be in a situation where the defensive coordinator, when he comes to that game, is going to be like, all right, we got to stop big plays from A.J. We got to make sure Devontae doesn't do those deep crosses. All right, Jalen Hurts is a great quarterback. Oh, damn it. Saquon? And he's a pass catcher, and he's talented. I think that Derrick Henry doesn't have the same pass catching ability.
Break this down for me. When we're talking specifically Lamar versus Jalen Hurts, would you say Lamar is much more talented?
I wouldn't say. I think Lamar's definitely much more talented. He's had more success, and I think more sustained success over a long period of time. We go Lamar versus Hurts. I like Lamar.
And then what about Henry versus Saquon?
Yeah, I like Saquon over Derrick Henry. They're both obviously very good runners. Saquon adds another dynamic that Derrick Henry is not really as effective a route runner or pass catcher.
Well, the
We're
one
kinda
problem that
splitting
you
it
have
there.
with Hurts, he played great in the Super Bowl.
Right.
And Lamar has not played well in the playoffs.
Which
And
you like
Hurts
to remind us, yes.
Which I love to tell you. Hurts went into that, played great against Mahomes 2 years ago. Could have won the game. They would have gotten the ball back. They could have won the game. I'm looking at this from a plateau standpoint because the Eagles, this group, has already played in the Super Bowl. Lamar and Henry have not.
Right.
And I think the addition of Henry gives them a chance to get to the next step, while the Eagles have already been in the big game. That's the way I look at it.
So you're not really looking at it as they're actually better.
I'm not looking at the common. I'm looking at a franchise scenario.
Okay,
Where
so
the
who would you
franchise-
pick? Who would
I
you
would
pick
take
to
this.
go
I would
further?
still pick the franchise. I pick the Ravens over the Eagles to have a better run and a better chance to get to a Super Bowl and a bigger storyline than at the Eagles.
So so it sounds like your argument is similar to when people say, does Patrick Mahomes need a top tier wide receiver? It's like, well, no, he doesn't because they won a Super Bowl when they didn't
Correct.
really have him.
Right.
What? But imagine Patrick Mahomes with that, right? Again, imagine the Eagles now. You're looking at Saquon's numbers, and you can say, oh, well, the Eagles have made it with different guys, and they've been good, and they've had production from the running back position. But they haven't had Saquon Barkley in this offense. Again, the reason I bring up the almost 100 scrimmage yards per game with the Giants is because surrounded with close to nothing, carrying that offense by himself, he's put up those numbers. Now imagine when you put him in a situation
I understand.
where he...
Yeah, it's the Christian McCaffrey parallel is the one that's normally made because he went into that offense and then the offense exploded. But I find it incredibly hilarious that Mad Dog answered his own question and still got that wrong. So you're wrong about the question that they actually asked us. Then you created another question and said that they have a better chance of winning the Super Bowl now, which they don't because they're in the AFC. So the Eagles in the NFC, I think, still have a better chance adding Saquon than the Ravens do in the AFC.
But the Ravens got to a championship game last year, and the Eagles got knocked out in the first round. So the Ravens are only one step away.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
And if they
this
get
logic.
a good ground game by Henry in that kind of game, they could get to a Super Bowl.
Yes,
you give the
circuitous.
coach-
And you guys are making Barkley out to be Walter Payton. Let's take it easy, please.
And you would give the coaching advantage to Harbaugh?
I'm sorry?
You'd give the coaching advantage to Harbaugh versus
Help him out,
Sirianni?
Molly.
Yes, absolutely.
Molly, why are you helping him out? He
I'm
was
just
drowning.
saying,
He
I'm
was
trying to
drowning, and
help
then you
him.
done gave. He was drowning.
Here's that life raft, Mad Dog. Save yourself,
No, you're right.
It felt like, do you feel like Sirianni's job could potentially be in
His job
jeopardy?
is 1,000% on
You're
the
right.
line.
That's
Yeah.
why you're helping him out because the coaching advantage is in Baltimore. You're helping him out, Molly. But
And Hurts is better than Lamar. Be fair.
stop it, man.
He has to.
All right,
Okay,
can we
this is
introduce
crazy
something
talk.
new
This is
into
crazy
First
talk.
Take? It's okay at the end
Why
of the
do
segment.
you think Hurts is better than Lamar? Because you believe in him more in clutch moments. You feel like
Absolutely.
when the lights shine the brightest,
Correct.
Lamar shrinks and Jalen
Hurts-
shows up.
Absolutely. Hurts played well in college in big spots, and Hurts played great in a Super Bowl. Has Lamar been great in the postseason? No.
So you want to switch your answer, or you?
No, you answer. You gave me the question.
Just go up.
You see it? You see it?
Do you don't even recognize how you contradict yourself?
Let me get you to your strength right here.
I'm a little off today. I'm a little.
Xin chào tất cả mọi người. Chào mọi người nha. Ngày hôm nay là một ngày đẹp trời nên mình sẽ tô một sản phẩm đẹp nhất để cho mọi người xem. Và các bạn thứ hai, hãy cho mình một lượt like và một lượt đăng ký kênh để ủng hộ mình. Mình cảm ơn các bạn rất là nhiều. Và bây giờ mình sẽ đi cơm vào thôi.
Bây giờ mình sẽ tiếp tục những câu hỏi nhé. Vậy là mình đã câu màu xong nha các bạn.
Hello, xin chào tất cả mọi người. Chào mọi người nha. Ngày hôm nay là một ngày đẹp trời nên mình sẽ tô một sản phẩm đẹp nhất để cho mọi người xem. Và các bạn thấy hay, hãy cho mình một lượt like và một lượt đăng ký kênh để ủng hộ mình. Mình cảm ơn các bạn rất là nhiều. Và bây giờ mình sẽ đi tô màu thôi.
Mình sẽ tiếp tục đi tô màu nhé các bạn.
Hy vọng cuối cùng. Việc tu luyện của nhân dạy pha thương, Phật đạo thần luân độ nhân tại thế.
Vậy là mình đã đi tô màu xong nhé các bạn nhé.